Every second you spend in lower ranks reinforce poor habits that might make it so that you never rank up or climb, and even if you do, you're gonna fall right back down to elo hell. Don't worry, because GameLeap has you covered with 4 do's and 4 don'ts to get straight up to diamond and beyond. Enough talking, let's just jump right into it, shall we? So the first do on our list is you really need to learn the capabilities of your character and become mechanically complacent in what you can do and what you can't do. This means knowing that a McCree's flashbang has a 7-meter distance and a 3-meter radius. If the enemy is within 10 meters, you could flash them. This means knowing that an Ana can 3-shot body shot a far out of the sky, and that's a play that you can actively look for. This means understanding how Hammonds can get a certain amount of distance from the ground and slam off boxes and slide high ground onto the enemy. Imagine a mini game where you're just learning how to control your character and not learning how to play it against people, but learning how to maximize each and every mechanical aspect of your character. This is what you need to do first and foremost, and this is something that many players completely overlook. They start jumping into 1v1 matchups or map knowledge or overall big, large concepts about the game without actually knowing what their character can do, what their character can actually execute when they put their mind to it, and how to become mechanically competent at these things. Very, very important. In order to make sure that you get these fundamentals right, because they're so important, we just came out with completed support, DPS, and tank masterclass guides on the GameLeap website that break down advanced fundamentals over every single role. The GameLeap website is 50% off, and the link is down below. Go ahead, click the link, and access your true potential. Now moving on to the first don't on our list. Do not jump around from one character to the next or one role to the next, trying to learn everything without mastering one role and one small set of heroes that share similarities. I said it before, but I'll keep saying it till it sticks. Specialization. Think about the real world. Does anyone care if you have 2 doctor's credits and 2 law credits and 2 business credits, etc, etc? The thing is, unless you have a degree in one of those things, no one cares, and it's the same way with Overwatch. You might be more intelligent overall, but your SR will not actually reflect that in a huge, meaningful way. You need to become a specialist in one role and a small subset of heroes so that you can learn the positioning, the game sense, the mechanical aspects of those heroes and become even better at them. This will help you improve much more rapidly and put you on the right track to get diamond as quickly as possible. Now moving on to the second thing that you need to do on our list is you do need to learn the proper way that the game is played as far as role and job, but also realize the reality of your rank will never be played the exact same way. It is your job to still find value in whatever scenario your rank is in. I know you see Overwatch League pros, Reinhardt guides, or anybody tell you to push up aggressively on Rein, but the reality of your situation is you're not getting healed, you're not getting enabled, and you just die over and over again. These are the problems that you face at your rank, and no amount of guides telling you to be aggressive is gonna ever let you get past that. What you need to do is you need to say, oh, I can't play this playstyle on Rein, maybe I need to play a different playstyle, but still try to get as much value as possible, and understand that every single game and every single time you rank up or drop an SR, your playstyle needs to change. Also realize when perhaps it's correct to play a completely different type of hero. In my opinion, there's many heroes down in the lower ranks that are much better equipped to do their own thing and still bring value to the table. Things that have their own sustain. Things like Roadhog, things like Soldier 76. Characters that rely on the team enabling them like Reinhardt will always struggle down in lower ranks when no one's gonna enable you. DPS are constantly flanking, no one's gonna try to peel for you if a Reaper just walks up to you. Healers aren't healing you, they're busy trying to get divers off them or DPS themselves. There are certain examples where you can play Rein and your team enables you, but if that doesn't work, you need to quickly understand that you need to switch gears and change pace. Another thing that you should start doing in every single game is try to figure out what your teammates are trying to do. Think of it like people watching. Watch what they're doing. Watch your DPS go on a flank. Watch your support try to fight off a diver. Watch your off tank try to DPS on the front line. Watch whatever they're doing and try to help them with it. Even if they don't realize you're helping them, 2 players trying to accomplish one goal together will always be better than 6 people all trying to accomplish 6 separate goals. Now moving on to the next don't on our list to climb to diamond is do not worry overly much about the meta. While meta can definitely play a factor as you rank up past diamond, until that point there's so many mistakes being made by all sides that no one is coming close to playing each character correctly or optimally. That being said, I would highly suggest playing characters that rely more on technical skill rather than characters that have a lower skill ceiling. This means playing characters like Monkey and Ryan as opposed to playing characters like Orisa. This means playing characters like Lucio and Ana as opposed to playing characters like Brig and Mora. Playing characters that have higher skill, mechanical, and technical ceilings will allow you to become a better overall player and become adaptable. I'm not saying you can't eventually play these characters that have lower skill ceiling, but in the lower ranks, everything is viable as long as you play it correctly. But as you rank up, being adaptable is really important because you need to adapt with the meta. It's going to be much harder for you to adapt from a low skill ceiling hero to a high skill ceiling hero, but it's going to be incredibly easy for you to adapt from a high skill ceiling hero to a low skill ceiling hero. Think about it this way. If you're a Brig one trick, all of a sudden Ana is meta, Brig is banned in the meta, and you need to play Ana, what's going to happen? You either have to take a break or you're just going to actually feed on Ana. You don't have any mechanical skill with your weapon. You're not going to be able to hit shots. But if you play Ana and you're good at her mechanically, you know all the nuance and technical skill to Ana, swapping to Brig is going to be far easier because you're going to go down a level in technical skill. You only have to learn the specific nuance to Brig's kit. You don't have to learn tons of technical skill and mechanical skill on top of this. I hope this makes sense to you, but this is really looking towards the future. Now moving on to the next do on our list, you do need to adapt to your situation and what your team is doing or not doing. This is an echo of what I talked about before in the third do, but there are correct ways to play, like being aggressive on Ryan, but the reality of the situation is no one enables you or protects you like you should. We talked about this before, but this is an adaptive mentality. You need to have an understanding of the proper way to play characters, but understand that things aren't always going to be the way that they should be, and you can't always play the way that they should be. You got to work with what you have. You got to work with the tools that you're given, and the tools are your teammates in each and every game. Whether your teammates always flank, whether your teammates don't heal, whether your teammates go on kamikaze runs down mid, you have a certain set of tools. You need to work within that tool set. If that means swapping off of Zarya because you have a passive main tank, go for it. If that means making plays on Lucio and killing a flanking McCree instead of being a heal bot, go for it. If your teammates enable the correct playstyle, then take the free win in the bag and move on. However, there's so many different games that a teammate will not enable the correct playstyle and people will just get tilted. They'll keep trying to play that playstyle over and over again and they'll just lose because they don't adapt. You need to be adaptable when climbing through the low ranks. This is what Elo Hell is, and it's the only way to climb from low rank to high rank is to become this adaptable person like I'm talking about. Now moving on to the next don't on our list, do not let losses get to you mentally. Some games are actually unwinnable, and others will feel like a piece of cake. Ignore the unwinnable games, the games with throwers, the games with tilted people, the games against hardcore smurfs. Ignore them so that they don't tilt you into oblivion and focus on the games where your actions can make a difference. I would highly suggest you take breaks if you become tilted or upset about a loss and come back later. Even if you improve to a diamond skill level, the grind will still take a while and it will be filled with wins and losses and it will take some time. Don't feel like it's a race. If you feel competitive anxiety, one thing I would highly suggest you do is make an alt account. You can rank that to your main account and you'll feel much better playing back and forth between them, have less competitive anxiety overall. Here's the important takeaway here. Tilt can lose games and make it so that the games that you actually had an impact on. We talked about the games that were really easy. We talked about the games that are unwinnable, but there are tons of games that your specific action will have an impact on. If you're tilted, upset, mad, tired, whatever, that can mean that you throw the actual games that you had an impact on, and then your win rate will never change. You'll just start to lose so many games that you should have won. As long as you kept your mentality in order, take a break, relax, come back to the game with a fresh set of eyes, ready to perform so that you can maximize this small window of time. Now moving on to the next do on our list, you do need to practice ultimates, ultimate combos, becoming proficient at the #1 way to secure kills and win team fights. Grab a duo partner and combo ultimates as much as possible. Not 1 or 2 times in a game, like 7 or more. Combo them rapidly, combo them right away. Make sure you put your time into practicing how to use your ultimates well, especially mechanically demanding ones like Pulse Bomb, Dragon Blade, or Winston's Primal Rage. You can practice these in a training room, but if you think about it, you don't really get to practice these that much in game compared to all your other abilities. Very important for you to practice them in a controlled environment. That will make you much more confident executing them in game. Then you need to make sure that you're not wasting ultimates or actually using ultimates when you should be. This absolutely plagues low ranks so much. Here is the general rule of thumb for you so that you can start having more value with your ultimates right away. When you have a slight advantage, fire away to try to ensure a win. And when you have a huge disadvantage, it's better to save for a new team fight. If you follow these 2 rules, I guarantee you'll have way more value with your ultimates on average and you will not waste nearly as much. Now moving on to the last donut on the list, this is a huge problem for bronze, silver, gold, plat, Do not waste abilities. Terrible mistake that I see from lower ranked players incredibly often. They will waste abilities on cooldown and they will not have them when they truly need them. You need to use them with intent, and keep in mind that there's going to be a window of time between uses where you could get punished for not having them. Using a helix to break shields could bring some value, but then you can't burst down an enemy or duel someone if they come into your backline or you see an opportunity to helix someone. Using your sleep dart across the map means that you will not be able to sleep a Doomfist that dives you. You have to trust your teammates to deal with that diver. We talked about it time and time again. You cannot trust your teammates. There's nothing that you should leave in their hands, and if you can keep something in your back pocket to potentially sleeve that Doomfist yourself, deal with him yourself so you don't have to rely on your teammates, that's another way that you can have more impact by yourself. Very important, and it all comes down to not wasting your ultimates. And here's the big takeaway for the video that I need each and every one of you to understand. For you people in lower ranks that want to climb to diamond, I am dedicated to help you, but you need to listen to this. This is the hard truth. In order to climb to diamond, you need to become a playmaker, a self-peeler, and a self-sufficient enabler. Unfortunately, the reality of low SR ranked is that you can't trust anyone for anything, but you still have to find the best way to win anyways. You still have to bring the most impact to the table anyways. It's only those who can perform under these harsh conditions who get to climb at a diamond and beyond, get to start enjoying the game and play it the way that it should be played. Until then, you're playing a hollowed shell of Overwatch, and it's my job to do whatever I can to help you climb out of it. I know you guys got some extra time on your hands and hopefully plenty of toilet paper. Let's use this time to get you closer and closer to Grandmaster. The GameLeap website is 50% off and the link is down below. We're pushing out loads of content every single day to keep your skills engaged and your SR always increasing. Go ahead, click the link and access your true potential. Anyways, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments down below, as well as any video ideas or videos that you want to see. I've been pumping out all the suggestions for videos in the comments down below, so please let me know. That's all I have for you today. I'm Coach Mills, and until next time,